Due to me leaving a little bit of a hole down here to collect sediment and water over the weekend, I guess they kind of liked it, because now they want to do some talks about building a full-sized pond down here. When we last left on Friday, the main thing I wanted to do was leave this to where it wouldn't collect any water. We had 2 full heavy days of rain. As you can see, that worked out. We put a little swell here, minor puddling, but water was able to drain around. We'll be able to get straight to work today since there's no soft stuff really. I'm going to strip off all this top material here that's kind of gray looking to y'all. You can see where it turns to clay up there. So once I strip this, I'll be able to start excavating that good clay material. I'll throw it behind me. I'll push it down with the skid steer, and we'll be able to hopefully by the end of the day ramp across to the other field. Now in the skid steer, I can direct my dirt a little bit better with it. I'm going to start bringing dirt toward the middle and form a crossing to the other side between those 2 big trees. You're going to see me go across here in little bitty gains and lifts. That's some really good dirt. I'm thrilled with it. Oh yeah, we're getting her packed in now. I'm really happy with the progress I'm making on this. You can see we're down to really good consistent clay here. I think now that I'm getting into this and seeing kind of the shape that it's taking, what I'm going to end up doing, once I can bridge my way across and get the excavator up on the hill, I'm going to end up cutting the core around this side of this tree just a little bit, and we'll just kind of wrap this dam around that way. But we will still make the final crossing for like cars and stuff up between the 2 trees like the customer wants. Let's go ahead and pull what dirt we have left off of what's going to be the road or little driveway coming across, see what we can raise this dam up to, and then we'll have to assess where in the world we're going to get more dirt to finish it out. We're doing really good, folks. I brought down all the dirt from behind you down off that hillside that we can take comfortably before I talk to the customers. We've taken it down here. We've actually ramped up to the other side really well. I just got to take down that bunch of scrub between the 2 large trees over my left shoulder. I'm hoping that I can use the excavator to make a ramp from the other side to meet this dam here, and we can start hauling the lumber across. Because once we start getting this lumber moved, it's going to become very easy to excavate this dirt and move it down to this other side. And we were able to get this slope to where we can use the dump truck to do that if we decide to go that route. All the junk has been cleared. Up and away. I think we're going to do all right here. I think that'll work pretty good. Welcome to day number 2. It has been quite rainy overnight and into this morning. So we're gonna turn lemons into, make lemons into oranges. I think that's the saying. Straw bale. I did this in a couple of videos ago, but we're gonna do it again. Just used motor oil, just a touch of diesel fuel. Help things get going. There's one thing about it. You can't just set your hay bale at the edge of these big fires. You've got to have progressively bigger and bigger material. So just like building a campfire, you got to have kindling, which is your small stuff that ignites really easy. We'll make a small pile of that here. Got my tinder at the ready. Today I have devised a new method of ignition. This is a fail-safe. I have in here diesel fuel. It's very important to note that you either use diesel fuel or kerosene. This being the wick, regular paper towel, and a bottle. I will be lighting the wick, which will burn slowly down into here, igniting this, melting the bottle, and igniting my bale of hay. This will give me ample time to retreat to the safety of the excavator. Do not try this at home. I'm a trained professional in the ignition of flammable fluids. Y'all stand back now. You never know what could happen here. Flick your big mic. Whatever. Looks like I've caught a tree on fire. I guess we better deal with that. That one straight up the hill. Let's go down here and check this out real quick. The inside of that tree is actually on fire right now. I can feel the heat off of it. What has happened, the wind got up a little bit there a little while ago, and it might have carried an ember from my fire up into this tree, and all that dead vines and the dead tree went right up, even though it's been wet. Just look at this. All this on the ground, all that white stuff, is embers and ash that's popping off of that tree, and y'all may be able to see it, but the inside, the fire is inside of that hollow tree. Look at it. Is that not amazing? We'll have to be really careful when I push on that tree that I don't break that burning top out and it come right down on top of me. Come on, right on the fire is where I want it to go. Come on. Right on the fire. Boom! Yes! Get you some of that. Yeah, that thing broke right up. Let's see if we can just get it stacked on this fire real quick. Come on. Boy, that fire's hot. That is a hot fire. It's about to get a lot hotter. Vines. I love vines. Woo! A fire that hot? That's good for stumps. I was actually shuttling all these stumps over with my skid steer and grapple when I noticed that tree on fire. Okay. Oh, what the heck. Let's go ahead and pile this on too. We're gonna start a fire, we might as well start a good one. Surround all those stumps with this stuff. We'll just let that keep burning. I'll go back over here, jump on the skid steer, and haul the rest of the garbage over. That's the last little bit of the wood and such. Let's see how it does burning down overnight. Hey everybody, it's actually 2 days later. I didn't get to film any yesterday. I was mostly just cleaning up a little bit. This is what's left. We've got some good wood here. I bet anything there's enough embers in there to start another fire, which will save me $9 on a straw bale. I like to plan out where I'm going to do my burn pit, and the reason I'm doing a burn pit for all these boards is all of the nails in here. They're wanting to use this to drive ATVs around, so we don't want to leave a bunch of nails for them to get flat tires. I think the ideal place to put the pit is right next to those coals. For one thing, once I dig it out, I can just push all of the coals and embers into that pit, hopefully use them just to start a fire. You see the smoke coming off of it? Where there's smoke, there's fire. Two things. That boom is about 20 feet long, so I'd say vertically this pit's about 15 feet deep, 15 feet wide, I would guess. Should be plenty. That's some super good clay. It's going to be great for that pond dam. I'll park the machine next to that pile here in a little bit, and y'all can get a perspective of how much dirt we got to work with. See if there's some fire in these coals. What'll happen is you'll get a couple of good chunks of burning wood that get covered with ash and it chokes them out, but as soon as you expose them to air, they'll start burning. Those chunks should start burning, I think. If not, I've got a straw bale that I can add to the mix. We'll let that sit about 10 minutes and see if it'll take off. We're starting to get a few little flames going, but it's not really taking off just yet. But I think we've got enough energy in here that if I put some of that good dry lumber on there, it'll take off pretty quick. Oh man, that wood's already taking off down there. As soon as I see flames licking all the way up through the top of that little pile, we'll fill this whole pit up. Oh yeah, that thing's about to take off. It's a smoky one, isn't it? Look at it cooking the steam out of that dirt pile. Whew. That's about as close as you want to get. That thing is hot. Y'all probably just saw on the last clip from the drone, we've got where a dead limb has broken off of a walnut up here. And that part of what was left of that limb has died, dried out, and now we've had an ember land up there and it's caught it on fire. I'm just going to keep an eye on that. I've got several hours before I have to take off for the day. If it's still smoldering at all when it gets close to time for me to leave, I'll probably just have to push that tree on down, and when I come back to finish burning, I'll cut that tree up and just burn it up. I'm definitely going to dial back the speed at which I'm putting wood on this fire. The hotter it gets, the faster that updraft from the heat and it'll carry those embers farther. I don't mind if these trees right around me get to smoldering or catch on fire. It's when it gets way over in the woods and I can't get a machine to it to push the tree down or put it out, that's where my issue begins. Well, I want to do this safely, quickly but safely. That pile's really burned down fast. Really happy with it. I'll let it burn down a little bit more and then we'll just put a handful of wood on. In the meantime, I'm gonna take the skid steer and rake this stuff up. That's going pretty good. Let's get the rest of this stuff burned up and move on to the next thing. All the lumber from the chicken coop is gone. And that's all that's left of it. It's a pretty good pile of ash considering that was about 15 feet deep. On to the next step. We've still got a whole lot of concrete block, wood mixed in with a little bit of chicken poo and mud. I'm going to use the excavator, rake everything into one row. Then we'll use the skid steer and bucket to haul everything over to the burial pit. There it is, folks. One big chicken coop annihilated. We're not done here though. We've got to go across the way to put in a couple of more culverts to give them access and me access to do a little bit more clearing to expand their little ATV park. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next one.